And now it's time for the ridiculous.
What kinds of things make people piss?
And how many suitors exactly has she dismissed?
Siri, what are some locations for a lover's tryst?
Oh, darling, surely there must be a list.
A list?
A list?
A list?
A list?
You're telling me it's all here on this bleeding list? That's preposterous and ludicrous.
Well, actually, it's all quite
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. You
Welcome to The Ridiculous. I'm Sally Brooks.
And I'm Jen O'Neill, and this is a podcast.
Fucking nailed it. You are flawless every time, but this was your best.
I'm going to be honest with you. I went into autopilot mode, and I was about to say, and this is a podcast about the dumb things that people do for and I was like, oh, wait, wrong podcast.
Did you see me have to stop and think and be like, welcome to the...
No, I didn't.
What?
I guess we're both. Yeah.
It's a Friday. It's Friday.
It is.
Tell you what, I don't know, this like week after a vacation, like a vacation week, this has been a week from hell. It's just like nonstop meeting. Everybody needs something. It has just been the longest week and I am so exhausted.
Oh, I agree. And I feel like people are just, I went to the 2 different grocery stores today and there's just, it's lawless out there. People are just running into other people's carts. Like there's no like rules on the road. It's just like people are just in their own world and just ramming into each other and paying no attention to other humans. It's just
oh my gosh,
crazy out there.
We were like, we did our best, the best we could on Thanksgiving. We were nice to our families and now everybody's going to pay.
Now fuck off, everybody.
I mean, it does sound kind of like a typical day in Atlanta, just kind of lawless, but
yeah,
it ramped up a notch.
I can't. And I know it's bad, but you and I are guilty of it. Me and Dustin and I are guilty of it. Me and my friends Kristen and Carly. We Marco Polo while we're in the car.
Yeah.
And Marco Polos lately have just been a series of like, yeah, so I went to the like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I'm moving. It's just like everybody is just this fucking guy. Yeah, it's just crazy.
All right, should we get to our lists?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, we didn't have a episode last week, so I can't remember. We appreciate you letting us take a week off. We, holiday hangover, we just couldn't get it together. So
too much going on.
Too much turkey, too many mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't record. So
I think I actually go first this week.
All right, do it.
And I thought, and I think I have dumb love on the brain. That's why I started out the intro with, the dumb love intro almost. Right now, everybody's getting their Spotify Wrapped.
Yes.
And so we're getting people, which is so awesome and lovely, but we've had people like send us the thank yous for us being their top podcast. So thank you for all the people that listen. Dumb Love was Dumb Love was their top listened to podcast. We got a couple of ridiculous also, but yeah. So I thought that it would be fun to do a listicle that was kind of in the vein of Dumb Love.
Okay.
And this is a listicle for BuzzFeed by Hannah Sbrogaz. I'm going to
Yep,
guess
nailed it.
that I said that. It's Dobrogozz. You tell me what you think, okay?
Yeah, Dobrogozz.
And it's 42 people revealed how they discovered they were the other person in relationships.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's fun. Some of these are really long. I'm not going to get through 42 of them, but I'll just pick some good ones.
Yeah, do the best ones.
I
That's
will
what we're here for. Somebody
only
else
the
compile them,
best.
and then they cherry pick from a whole bunch. Then we cherry pick from them, and that's how we do it.
You get the best of the best.
That's exactly right. You're a Thursday
So-
night at the Laughing Skull.
Yes. About 50 years ago, I met this military man. We had dates, and he brought his 2 children along on some of our time spent together. He had told me he was divorced and he had his kids every other weekend, and I believed him. Then one night, he told me we were going to his house. When we went in, a woman was watching TV. I assumed it was a babysitter. He introduced us, told her he wanted a divorce, and said he was going to marry me. We had no conversations about our future, so I was standing there open mouthed. She was crying and I was furious. I told them both that I wouldn't have anything else to do with him. I left and started walking to where I left my car. He came and told me to get in and he would take me to my car. I did, and he kept his word, but I never saw him again after that night. I could not believe he had the unmitigated gall to pull something that cruel.
Oh,
Like-
he just used her, right?
Yeah.
He just was like, yeah, I'm going to blow up my life. Like, I find that, I don't know. I mean, you hear stories that is just how, I don't want to say just men, but I'm going to say men, like, they just don't have the balls to deal with their shit. So they'll just like blow up their lives, right? Like, it just
Yeah.
seems,
And it sounds like he made sure that he had another wife lined up
yes.
before he could leave his other wife. And like, this guy, yeah, sounds like a total psychopath narcissist that has no regard for anyone else's feelings. He was just
Like,
like,
what-
must go find new wife. Here's one. I don't love you. Like, now
Yeah.
we divorce. Like, what the
Obviously,
fuck?
you will marry me even though I pull this shit. Like, that's crazy pants.
It's wild. Okay. This one says, I was dating a guy I met at a grocery store for about 3 months, and he still hadn't invited me to his house. He always had to go home by 9 o'clock, saying that he worked early and was taking classes online as well. I got suspicious and Googled him. He didn't come up, but a woman's Facebook with the same last name did. And her Facebook picture was of her at her baby shower, 7 months pregnant, with the guy I'd been dating standing next to her wearing a shirt that said baby daddy.
No.
I instantly texted the photo to him and he never responded and blocked me. I never told his wife, but I'm sure he lived in fear for several months, unsure if I would.
What do you think
Wow.
about that?
Like, should you tell the wife?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think a pregnant wife that he should?
Oh, sorry, that's my quiche.
Listeners, Jen told me, fair warning, just so you know, I have a quiche in the oven.
I got a quiche in the oven, and when the timer goes off, I have to leave.
All right, go get
So
your
excuse
quiche.
me for one moment, please. Okay, I'm back, and I do apologize because the quiche will need another 5 minutes.
Oh no!
So we'll have to
All
do
right,
this
well,
again.
let's run it back.
Sorry. Okay. So should you tell the wife?
Yeah, should you tell if you found something like that out
Yeah, I would.
about somebody you didn't know and they were about to have a baby with this person? Would you tell them?
God, it would be so hard to. It
Mm-hmm.
would be so hard to, but I feel like the right thing to do is woman to woman. Look out. You know what I mean? But it's like,
Yeah.
does she want to know? I don't know.
I know.
I thought
think
I
I
did.
would say
Hair
yeah.
trigger, I wanted to say yes, of course. But now that we're
Right.
talking about it, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That is a tough one because
Yeah.
I think, well, okay, so here would be my plan. I think the way to do it is to say, you need to tell her or I will. Like, you have a week.
Yes. That's
Or
the way.
find the woman's best friend and tell the best friend and say, I don't know her, so you need to decide. Like, I hate to put
That's
this
a
on
good
you,
idea.
on another person to give you this responsibility, but I don't want to, like,
Yeah.
you know her better and know whether she would want to hear this or is in a place to hear this, or if their marriage, if she would be okay with just not knowing.
I did. Now that you said that, I did have a situation once where a friend who was my friend at the time confessed to me that she was having an affair with my better friend that I've known since I was in middle school. Like that she was having an affair with her longtime boyfriend, and she was coming to me to genuinely ask me for my advice. Like, what do we do? Like, we're a couple now, and I need to tell her. And I was just like, whoa! Like, did you forget? Like, I would the girl that we were talking to, I was like, I
Yeah.
would die for this girl. Like, you're talking to
Right.
the wrong fucking friend. So I was livid, and I was like, because I was kind of newer friends with the other girl.
Yeah.
But the other girl I had known since, like, I would kill for this girl. She's like a
Yeah.
ride or die friend. And I was like, you're talking to the wrong fucking girl. And I flipped out, and I was like, you got 2 days. I was like, you have 2 days to tell her, or I'm telling her. And I was
Yeah.
like, you make this right now. And I haven't been friends with that other girl since.
Did she tell her?
She did tell her.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
So
Yeah. I mean, in that situation, 100%. Like that.
Yeah.
That's not even a thought. Like this, where it's like, you're the other woman. This woman is 7 months pregnant. That's the part that I'm just like, ooh, I'm not quite in a place to hear that. But also, if it was me, I would want to know so that I could not continue my life. I'd be like, it's just, we're not together at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I've also been in a position where everyone else knew except for me that this person had cheated. And when I found out, I was like, I felt betrayed by everyone.
On you?
So I not only, yes. So I not
Who's
only felt
asshole.
old high school boyfriend.
Yeah.
But who still, that was in high school, and I still talk to this person from time to time, and he still apologizes to me all the time. But it's just like, dude.
It's
anyway.
all right.
But I remembered feeling like I had no one because everyone knew except for me. And when I found out, and I knew that everyone else knew except for me, I was just like so devastated. So it hurts way worse to like know that somebody's keeping something from you.
Yes, that's so, and like it feels, not only are you getting cheated on, but you also feel like a fool because everybody knew, and feeling like I was the only one who didn't know, and that nobody told me, and that everybody just thought like, or preferred this other person over me, all of those things, like all those insecurities. Whew. Glad he should still apologize.
My timer's about to go off. Sorry. Before I start the next one, let me go check my quiche again. Hold on. Okay, bad news.
Oh no!
It
the
just
saga continues.
Yeah. All right, putting some more time on the timer here. All right.
Oh my gosh, this must be so fun for the listener. It's just like, when will Jen's quiche get done? It's like a cliffhanger every time.
But you know what? I will tell you, it looks amazing and it smells great. It just needs a little bit longer.
Just a couple more minutes.
Okay, number 3. I had a semi-casual fling with a man that lasted almost a year. We would meet up at least once a week with the understanding that we could still date other people, and if anything got serious with anyone else, we would just be open about that. I broke it off with him when he expressed to me that he wanted our casual situation to grow into what he called a power couple. I was not interested in him that way, and we thought it would be better to end it completely. Well, he lost it. He went off on a wild rant and revealed to me that I had been the side chick the entire time. Not only was he in a serious relationship with another woman, they were engaged. I just stopped responding to any communication from him at that point. A couple of weeks later, he sent me one last text asking me to go to be his date to a sex party. No thanks.
Oh
wow, that guy all around is
I mean, anybody who's like, babe, I think we should take this to the next level. I want us to be a power couple. I'd be like, okay, see ya.
I really want you to be my Beyonce. Could you be the Beyonce to my Jay-Z? Let's grow together, girl. Oh my God, it's terrible. And then like, well, fuck you, I'm married. So
yeah.
Joke's on you. Oh my God.
It's such a dude thing to do. Fuck you, you're ugly anyway. That's such that. Like that, like, I'm just gonna lash out because you hurt my feelers.
Yeah. This one says, I had been casually seeing a guy for about 3 months, and one day while we were talking, he mentioned that his father had died. For some reason, later that night, I decided to try to look up his father's obituary online, which was easy to find because they had an unusual last name and shared the same first name. I was reading through it and saw the guy listed as one of the surviving family members, along with his wife and 2 children. I Googled around and confirmed that he was indeed married with kids. So, yeah, I found out through an obituary.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy.
I mean, I thought you were going to say that his dad didn't actually die, but I don't know how that would. Then I forgot what the list was about. But
Yeah. That's usually the twist, right? Okay. I went over for our normal Friday night date night after he had not answered my text. We were together for about 2 years. His ex-wife, who subleased a spare room, called him asking why he wasn't there for our date. His ex-wife's current husband told me that he had been seeing another girl for a few months. All the while, he kept taking me to buy him stuff for his room, including decor, for me to feel more comfortable when staying over. His ex-wife put the phone on a speaker, and when he admitted he thought I got the message when he just didn't show up for our date, though he was just an hour late and there were no previous signs. His ex-wife and her husband helped me box up all the stuff I'd bought for his room, and I left and blocked his number. He was the most heartless human I've ever met. That's too many people in one house. I don't know what's happening there, but that's just that's red flag number 1, I think. If he's subleasing a room to his ex-wife and
Right.
her new husband lives there, I'm just confused by this entire story.
No,
I'm just
that's
gonna
too
tell you
much.
what.
Like, as somebody
Yeah.
you're casually date, like, good for whoever in whatever situation works for you and your family. Good for you guys. But like, as a person coming into that, like, and I have a choice,
Yeah.
like, no, thank you. No, thank you. That is too complicated for me. I don't want
Yeah.
anything to do with your ex-wife and her new husband.
And
Get out
just
here.
she got out of there for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
This one said, I began a romantic relationship with the man I've met 3 years prior. When we first met, we lived in different states. I moved to the state where he lived, but I had my own place. Although we were in the same state, we lived in separate cities about an hour's drive apart. 2 years into the relationship, he asked me to move in with them. I moved into his house, and about a month later, he got served with papers from his wife. I was the one that answered the door. He had gotten married 1 year after we met, and he was seeing me the whole time he was married. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That is fucked. Okay, this one says I love when it says I was dating the nice guy. I can't wait to hear what the nice guy did because it's always terrible. Okay. I was dating the nice guy, and one night I got a message online from a mutual friend that he had seen a birth announcement in the paper for the guy I was dating and his wife. I found his address online and called him from outside his house. Needless to say, he was dumped very quickly. Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God. Okay, this one says, I met this guy at a bar and he was super cute. We hooked up several times at his place. Each time, something about his bedroom seemed off. It just didn't seem lived in or like someone was in there on the daily. Fast forward to when I accepted an invitation to his birthday party at his house. I walked through the door and the guy immediately introduced me to his husband. I quickly concluded that he had taken me to the guest room every time we had gotten together, which is why it didn't seem like someone lived there on the daily. I kept my ish together and enjoyed the party, but I still marvel at just how bold he was with all of that.
That's crazy.
I can't believe you stayed for the party.
Stayed for the party and also like invited him and was like,
Yeah.
come to my house and this is my husband. Surprise, surprise.
That is gaslighting at its finest. Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's weird. This is my husband in the house. Like, that's crazy. I matched with a guy in a dating app, and after talking for a couple of days, we made plans to meet up. He asked me to park down the street and text him when I parked. Oh, yeah.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
I know.
Don't you ever make me park down a street.
I know. There's no reason to park down the street ever.
No.
A lot of people in the area lived with their parents or roommates, so it didn't seem weird at the time. Okay. After I got inside, I noticed that he kept looking out the window. Then, in the middle of hooking up, he said, "You know I have a girlfriend, right?" And while I stared at him, shocked, he admitted he also had a newborn by another woman. The vibe was gone for me after that, so I got dressed while he was talking about us being friends with benefits. He walked me to the door, looking out every window on the way, then rushed me out. I ran to my car and blocked him as soon as I was out of the neighborhood. So I guess that was just supposed to be a hookup, but it was a hookup gone wrong.
That's bold. That's bold
Yeah.
to just be like in the middle of hooking up. Like, I have I mean, that's again, gaslight. Like, you have a
Gaslighting.
girlfriend, right? Like,
You
well,
should
fucking
know
no,
that.
I would not be here. I never said I wanted anything serious.
Yeah. This one says, I was a frequent listener of a rock station back in the day. One night while listening, the DJ asked an on-air question, so I called to answer. We ended up chatting it up for hours. We went on a date, and soon after, he ended up moving in with me. I know, too soon. We lived together. We lived together for a few weeks until I decided to look him up on MySpace. This should tell you how old I am and how long ago this was. Why I hadn't before, I have no idea. On his MySpace page that day, that very hour, he had changed his profile picture to one of him and his girlfriend, and he posted about how much he loved her. I obviously became irate and threw all of his stuff outside. He tried to explain it to me, but I wasn't believing any more of his BS. Turns out he had been with his girlfriend for years. Fun fact, she and I became friends after they broke up months later because we had a lot to talk about. I always love those stories
So how
where
did
like
he move in with someone? That's crazy to
I don't know.
What did he think
I
was going
guess
to happen?
I don't know.
Jen, answer me.
I don't know. But I do know that I do have to go check out my pie.
Oh my God.
Pause. Hold on. Okay.
Jen, give us the verdict.
She's finished and she's beautiful.
Ooh, can you describe her? Give us paint us a
Yes.
word picture.
Okay. It is a gluten-free crust.
Mm.
But it is a spinach artichoke with pecorino romano and mozzarella.
Fancy.
And some Parmesan quiche. And it's going to be delicious.
It sounds delicious.
Smells amazing. And it looks gorgeous. Are you guys hungry?
Yes.
Okay, good. Going back to the other story. I love all the stories when like the jilted lovers or the people that were wronged end up becoming like best friends.
Yes. You did that story. And then I think actually on Cheaties, Lace Larrabee and Catherine Blanford's podcast, they had one of the women on where they found out that the two women found out that, he was seeing both of them. And one of them was supposed to go on like a European vacation with him. And they flew to Turkey, I think, with him. One of them flew to Turkey with him, and the other one was there waiting at the airport, and she dumped him at the airport in Turkey. And then the two women went on the vacation together.
Yes.
Which I thought was like the best.
Amazing.
It
Yes.
was like chef's kiss.
Oh my gosh. This one. I was seeing a married man for about almost a year. He lied, it says in parentheses, that he was still in the same house with his wife because it was up for sale while in the divorce process.
Mm-hmm.
He would come see me at my place a lot because I work from home. So one day we were texting in the afternoon, heavy flirting, and after my last text, there was no response. I figured she came home from work, so he put his phone away, no big deal. A couple hours later, he called me acting like I was his buddy's wife and kept asking me about his buddy's whereabouts. He kept the conversation short and we hung up. The wife called me back and started yelling at me and cursing me out. He said it was okay for me to tell her who I was, but I just hung up and let him handle it. That was 4 years ago. He still emails me once in a while, but I never respond. I'm happily engaged now and definitely learned my lesson.
Yeah. Like, I don't care
That's
what
too
they tell you.
murky.
If it's like, I mean, maybe that's the truth, but also it's too murky. You're exactly right. That's a sticky sitch.
Yeah.
If he's like not telling his wife that he or whoever he's living with about you, if you can't go over there, then like, don't let anybody hide you. That's bullshit.
Right. Nobody
For any
puts
reason.
baby in a corner.
Don't let anybody put you in the corner, baby.
Yes. I was dating a guy who told me he was divorced. I lived out of town, so bumping into him was never a thing. I helped a friend move to the town that he lived in. It was going to be a short stay, so I didn't let him know. That's weird that you wouldn't like let the guy know that you're dating, that you're coming to his town. Anyway.
Right?
Anyway, we went to Costco to stock up on her new place, and I saw him there canoodling with another woman. I approached him, and he looked like a total deer in headlights. When I asked what was going on, the woman responded with the same question and said that she was his wife. Ay.
Ugh,
Okay.
that's such a nightmare. The like running into somebody and somebody be like, I'm his wife. Like, because now it's like you are caught in this mess. Like you were having to deal with
Yeah.
the fallout for his bullshit.
Yeah.
Oof. It sounds so exhausting to keep up those lies and like just have to feel like, always be worried about, oh, is the person going to find out? Are they going to find out? Like, what is going to happen? Like, what an awful way to live.
Like, wait, yeah. Like, what's the end game? What's the plan? Like, why?
Why?
I think, yeah, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I think
find it-
those are people that are just trying to fuck up their lives.
Mm.
Okay, this one says, I got suspicious when he would only talk to me on his way home from work, then needed to hang up when he got home. Yeah. I searched his number on Facebook and found his profile. His profile pic was with a woman and a young boy. After I was able to find out his last name through Facebook, I found his Instagram, and that's when the can of worms opened. Not only was he married with a son, but his wife was well known in the area and she was in the political scene. I called him out and shamed him, but I never got a response. I did do some snooping a few years later, and it looks like he treats his wife a lot better now. At least that's the hope. Oh, if it looks like he's treating his wife better on social media, he's not.
Right. That's not.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Those are always the couples that are like the guy that it always happens where I'm like, wow, that guy loves his girlfriend so much. He is obsessed with her. And I love that. That's so cool how much he celebrates his girlfriend and posts his picture and writes all these like amazing like diatribes about how lucky he is to have her. And then like the shoe always drops and it always comes out that he's cheating on her or did something terrible or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you can't trust those guys.
Right. That are like celebrating too loud. It's like you're trying too hard to convince us that you guys are happy. Like, I don't need that.
Okay. I met someone on Tinder and we had been going out for a few months, including me accompanying him on a work trip to Florida. I tried to find him on social media when we first matched, but couldn't. He told me he didn't have time to be on it, which made sense to me because he owned a few businesses and had 3 teenagers. I ended up finding his children on Instagram, with each of them sharing many photos of him with his live-in girlfriend of 5 years. She was basically a stepmom to the kids. I confronted him and he didn't even apologize. He just explained it was because he couldn't choose between the two of us. I tried to tell his girlfriend, but I think he blocked my accounts and number for her too. I'm sure I'm not the first or the last he's done this with, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not. Wow. I met him through work. I worked in behavioral health and he was a police officer who specialized in behavioral health. Instead of just sending someone off to jail, we'd work together to de-escalate and get the person treatment. Anyway, he told me he was divorced, his wife cheated on him, and he had primary custody of his young son. He even came to the hospital with me during my mother's surgery. Jump forward about 6 months later, and I got served with a subpoena at my home requesting me to be a witness for he and his wife's divorce trial for her defense. I had no clue. He would come to my house and said his mom would always watch his son since he worked such weird hours. I hired an attorney and apparently he had cheated on his wife numerous times before. Have you heard of that? You were saying, yeah, like have you heard of like women getting subpoenaed?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that like in a divorce in a divorce trial. Yeah. Which is like a crazy way to find out that you're the other woman.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Also, if you never go to his house, if you have never seen the inside of his house, that is a no-go. Like that is not like, you can't be like, oh, your house is just better. No, there's no reason I should not see the inside of your house.
Yeah. True. Now I'm thinking back to guys I dated and I'm like, I never saw their house.
Mhm.
Should I have done some digging? Okay, I'll just do this last one. His
Okay.
cousin sent me a Facebook message that said, "The man you think is your boyfriend, well, he's my cousin and he's engaged." I didn't believe him, so he suggested we meet at a restaurant and he showed me photos as proof. And so we did. He was hot as fuck, so I went back to his apartment that night and had a good time. Zero regrets.
Good job.
That is
That
so
is
funny.
some good revenge.
Oh, and that cousin had it out for his cousin.
Yes.
Oh my god, he had an agenda. Yeah, that is so funny. Oh my god. Okay, so that's mine this week.
Wow, Jen. That I think it's pretty funny that you had dumb love on the brain because I also had dumb love on the brain.
Oh,
And
really?
Not surprising that you did one that was relationship related and now I'm doing one that's dumb criminal related. So
Oh, awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah. My list is from chesburger.com and this is 24 times Florida man inspired insane headlines.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to kind of jump around. But yeah, these are amazing. So, okay. So, number 1 is Florida man arrested for pooping on possum in public.
Aw. Alliteration.
Alliteration. I would like to point out that this possum was dead. So,
Okay, good.
yeah. I mean, I guess good. And so this is a Florida man was arrested for pooping on a dead possum on a street in Clearwater during rush hour traffic.
Oh my
According to the
God.
report, he was observed defecating on a deceased possum with his pants lower and his anal region exposed.
Oh my God.
After he was read his rights, he said, "Oh no, I just don't even see straight, so I didn't even know that I was pooping on a possum. I was just pooping in public, I guess."
Oh my
rush hour."
God.
Oh man,
I
so
mean,
great.
is the sentence more harsh for pooping on a dead possum than to poop on the side of the road?
He
Is
was
it the
charged.
pooping or is it the pooping on the possum? What's the bigger crime?
Right? I don't know.
I'm
I mean,
seriously asking.
well, he was charged with misdemeanor for exposure of sexual organs. So nothing
Okay.
about the possum. It wasn't even like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe desecrating a corpse of a possum
Maybe.
corpse. I don't know if that's a charge, but it was only $150 bond. So he's probably back
Huh.
out there shitting on
Pooping on possums. My
Oh,
God.
there's so much meth in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida man on drugs kills imaginary friend and turns himself in. And man, I am going to have to send you guys the picture of this
him.
one because he looks so sad. He's crying. His lips out.
Oh man, he killed his bing bong, his imaginary friend.
Oh, I wonder how he did it. I don't know.
That's
Okay. Florida man tries to pawn stolen jewelry at a store managed by the woman whose home he just robbed.
Oh my God. That's
33
amazing.
Yes, 33-year-old Nathaniel Coleman. He pulled off what seemed to like a successful home robbery and made off with thousands of dollars of jewelry, but then cosmically doomed accident. He tried to pawn off the stolen goods at the store managed by the woman who
God.
he had just robbed. I mean, amazing.
I've never really thought about that kind of insurance being a pawn shop owner. Is like, if anything ever gets stolen from you, you'll probably get it back.
You'll probably get it right back.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Florida man high on flakka tries to break into jail to visit his friends. I don't know what flakka is. Do you know what flakka is? I assume
No,
it's...
I've heard of I've heard someone say Waka Flocka before. I don't know what that is. Is that a rapper?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Waka Flocka Flame. Oh man, we're gonna
Yeah,
sound like
I'm
such old
Googling
white
it now.
ladies.
Yes, that's a rapper. God, sorry, my dog is going crazy. Should we Google what is Flocka?
Yeah, Google.
Okay.
Google
What is
Flocka?
Waka? Is it
No, it's
Waka or
Flocka.
What is? Wait, what is
Jen.
Flocka? Okay.
Jen, it's Flocka. Flakka.
It's a dangerous drug.
Ooh.
Commonly, that is similar to the street drug commonly known as bath salts.
Oh.
Yeah, don't sound good.
Yeah, that's some Florida shit for
you
sure.
don't want Flocka.
Or
Maybe some
Waka.
Waka. Maybe Waka.
Maybe
Not some
Waka. I don't know.
No.
It sounds nice.
I don't know.
Okay, so he scaled a fence at a prison and became entangled in the razor wire. And so he's just hanging on the fence.
He's like, hey guys! What's up, guys? What are you doing? Oh my god. That's so funny.
Okay. Drunk Florida man tries to use his taco as an ID after his car catches on fire at Taco Bell.
I love that.
Oh God,
Oh,
every
my
word
God.
of that. So he passed out. He passed out drunk in the drive-through at a Jensen Beach Taco Bell, and then his car caught on fire, and then he decided to make a run for it. He woke up because the car was on fire, and then when he got caught, they were like, "Let me see your ID," and he handed him a taco.
He just had one, like the taco in his back pocket for later.
Do you think it was a soft taco?
One
or
for
crunchy
now,
taco?
one for later. Probably soft. Probably soft.
Probably soft. Okay, here we go. Florida man arrested for calling 911 after his cat was denied entry into a strip club.
Oh, there's some
They were
low-hanging fruit here for a joke.
I was like, oh God, okay, I can't. Don't make the pussy joke, Sally. Don't
I
do
know.
it.
I'm like, I'll let
Like,
you.
you can't
I'll
bring
let
your
you
own
do
in.
it.
No
Yeah.
outside pussy allowed in the strip club. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I couldn't help
In-house pussy only.
it. Okay. Florida man hits boyfriend with plate for listening to too much Alanis Morissette.
Okay.
He said he got so irritated because his boyfriend was playing Alanis Morissette nonstop, so he hit him upside the face with a plate. Casey, 24, said to police, "That's all that motherfucker listens to." They're like, "Do you have a statement you'd like to make?" He's like, "Yes."
I feel like aggressively listening to Alanis Morissette in front of your partner is very or I guess a better way to say it is I feel like listening to a lot of Alanis Morissette in front of your partner is an act of aggression.
Right.
Right? Like you're trying to say something to them. You know what I mean? It's a definite fuck you.
If I was the boyfriend,
Would she go down on you, Kim?
Theater. If while he was being carted away, I would be blasting. Isn't it ironic?
Yeah. Okay.
Hardware store discards 15 feet of carpet after Florida man rolls himself up in it and pees.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Just the other day, I was visiting my friend Jill, and her daughter is good friends, like best friends with my daughter. And they were like, they lived down the street from this little adorable gift shop / coffee shop. And so the girls wanted to go down and get a hot chocolate, and they took their dog, Charlie, on the walk. And then the girls came back with hot chocolate, and then they're like, oh my God, Charlie like peed on one of the bags. And we're like, what? He peed on one of the bags. She's like, yeah, but the guy was really nice to us, and he said it happens all the time. But anyway, he made her hot chocolate so that we could drink it right away. It wasn't too hot. He was really nice. And we were like, wait, tell us more. Like, what happened? And then like they're like, no, it's fine. He says it always happens. And we're like, but like you tipped him, right? Like you tipped him really good. And they're like, no, we just had the money for the hot chocolate. And they're like, but we gave you $20. And they were like, I mean, we took the change. So it's like they just don't get tipping yet. And so we're like, so Jill and I just put on our shoes and walked down and like we were like, hi, we're the moms of the 2 girls and the dog that peed on the bag. And here's the funniest thing is the guy was so nice and he was like, yeah, I don't think I can resell it. And Jill was like, of course, was like, I'll buy it.
Right.
But then he like gave the bag to us, and the bag was like some kind of like canvas bag that had like a unicorn flying through the sky, and then like the writing under the unicorn said, stay the fuck away from me. I just started dying laughing, and I was like, I'm sorry, it's so funny to me. Not that Charlie peed on the bag, just this whole situation.
The whole situation. Oh,
He
God.
was really nice. Yeah. So
I mean,
you guys
how
all
sweet that he was like, it's okay, it happens all the time.
Yes, he was so sweet to the girls, and that to where they left feeling like not like they felt like it's okay. Like we felt bad, but he made us feel okay, and he made us hot chocolate that we didn't have to wait to cool down. Like what a
Right.
sweet man. So the shop, if you ever are in Atlanta, it's called Reynolds Market, and it's like in Reynolds in Cabbagetown.
Yeah.
And it's adorable, and they have lots of cool shit in there, and lots of candles and coffee. But go visit because they're lovely.
Oh, God.
Lovely. Yeah,
That's amazing.
And now our girls are well educated on the importance of tipping, especially if your dog pees on merch.
Especially if you're dog. I love that it's like it was just like an afterthought to them. Like that's how nice he must have been about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. It happens. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine they're so cute. So you would have a hard time being angry at those 2 girls with their like cute little dog, and they're just like, "Oh, excuse me, mister. Our dog peed on this stay the fuck away from me bag."
It's so funny.
Florida man calls 911 80 times to demand Kool-Aid, hamburgers, and weed. 31-year-old Jarvis Carlton Sutton kept 911 operators busy all day Sunday by blitzing them all day long with phone calls. When Pinellas County Sheriff's Department finally showed up at his house, he was honest about his demand. A sheriff wrote, the defendant admitted to calling 911 because he wanted Kool-Aid, burgers, and weed to be delivered to him. He was taken to jail on charges of misusing the 911 system. En route to jail, he began chewing on the foam behind a seat in the cruiser. So your boy was hungry.
He was so hungry. Get him a burger.
Get him a burger.
You know, my cousin is a fire person. And he said that a lot of his calls are there's some kind of like, it's like a scam people do is they call the fire department to take them places. Call the fire department and say that they pretend they need to go to the hospital or something, only to like get a ride closer to the thing that they're trying to get to or whatever.
I read one
like
of these
that.
I read one of these where a guy called 911 and was like, my grandmother just fell in the parking lot at Hooters. And so they came and but he was like, but I don't have any way to get there. So they came and they took him to Hooters. They searched for 3 hours and couldn't find his grandmother anywhere. And he just wanted a ride to Hooters.
Oh my, yeah. It's crazy.
This is what's crazy is that then there's a picture of this man, like a mugshot. He's like incredibly handsome. And I just am like, ladies, go watch out.
I need to see him. Now I'll be the judge. Okay.
You be the judge.
Guy calls ambulance to Hooters, or is it ambulance or fire truck?
I don't know which one it was. I can't find the story anymore. It was on one of the lists I looked at.
Oh, yeah, he is good looking.
Right?
Yeah. You can't get a girl to drive you to Hooters. Come on. He looks like the guy, You know, like what's that one guy that became like famous for being like the most handsome mugshot or whatever? Like clearly should be a model.
Yeah.
He looks like he should be a model. This guy,
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you weren't like, ew.
Jeez. No. He like, I mean, he clearly looks like he could be a model, and I'm shocked that he could not get somebody else to drive him to Hooters.
I know.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll do this as my last
Okay.
one because it's, I think, the most Florida man headline.
Okay.
And it is Florida man busted with meth, guns, and a baby gator in his truck.
Oh my God.
Okay, so inside the vehicle, they spotted 2 firearms along with syringes loaded with methamphetamine. And then when they looked into the back seat was a live baby gator lounging in a plastic tub.
God.
As if that wasn't the most natural thing in the world. And the guy, when they asked him, like, why do you have this gator? He was just like,
why wouldn't I have a
why
gator?
wouldn't I?
I live in Florida. I'm a Florida man.
I also have guns and drugs. You're not asking
all the
why
Florida
I have those.
shit. All the shit a Florida man's supposed to have.
He also had like
guns, baby gator,
a Miami
Rebel
Dolphins flag. I don't know.
Oh my God. Can I say one quick thing about Hooters that always makes you laugh whenever I think of Hooters? Okay, so when we were in high school, we had a friend who her parents owned a bunch of Hooters. And
awesome.
Me and I remember, like, you know, we were kind of bad. We were bad kids. She was not. She was like a nice girl that we all tainted. But I remember like when we all got caught smoking weed or whatever, and she had told us that her parents didn't want her to hang out with us anymore because we were bad influences. And I remember my friend Corey going, your parents own a bunch of Hooters. Totally serious. She's like, but you guys like own Hooters. Like, it's a Christian company. Right. It is.
We are empowering young women.
Like, what's the or something like there's some kind of reason that Hooters is a good company or whatever.
Sure,
yeah. It pays for young ladies' educations,
right?
Not wicked young ladies like you. And so, we stopped hanging out. She wasn't allowed to hang out with us anymore. But she did eat at Hooters like 6 times a week. So.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right. So should we get to our list this week? Like our top 5? Okay.
Let's do it.
So this week for our top 5, we decided to do something a little different because it's that time of year where everybody's getting their Spotify Wraps. And, everybody likes to post online, like show how cool of a music fan they are and what their taste is and how obscure the bands they listen to are. But it's really funny because all I've seen this year are just people being like, so what? I love Taylor Swift. So what? So all right. I mean, there's a reason she's a billionaire,
right?
But
I do love it. It's like every single person who's like loves Taylor Swift is also like posts a thing. It's like, you're in Taylor's top 6% of fans, and I'm just like, are they all in?
Yeah, you can't all be in the top.
Can't all be.
So we thought it would be fun if we read our top 5 Spotify's to each other. So I guess, are we doing our top artists for the year? Or do you want to do songs? Okay, let's do
top do artists.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we can, if we don't know them, you can, if you don't, you might not know the obscure bands that I'm playing, so I can like play a song if you need me to.
Okay. Great.
Do you want to go first, or I can go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. My number 5 is Isabel Campbell. And I was really surprised by this because while I do like Isabel Campbell and I do listen to her, I'm more listened to the collaborations that she does with Mark Lanigan. who passed away a year and a half ago, which was really sad. But I love Mark Lanigan. And so I usually listen to Isabel Campbell, Mark Lanigan songs. So I was a little surprised that she came up as my number 5.
Jen, I don't know who either of those
Interesting.
people are.
Oh, really? Do you want me to play
Yeah.
a little bit? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I'll play an Isabel Campbell, Mark Lanigan song. Okay. I will say I do play this song a lot because I think it's, I love it. I think it's dark and it's sexy as hell. And it's on, do you ever watch the show on Apple TV called, I think it's called Sisters, or it was about sisters.
Bad Sisters. Mm-hmm.
Bad Sisters. Yeah, this song was on there and I really thought it was good. It's a little cheesy, but I think it's cool. This song, it's really dark and moody and sexy. I love it. Okay. So I love that song, and then I love a lot of his songs, but this one's really good too. Again, dark, moody, into it. Definitely look
All
them up.
right.
It's good stuff. Okay.
I love it.
Now you go.
Okay. My number 5 artist, I don't know if you're not cool enough to know this person, is Onision.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, well, let me play a song by them. I think you're gonna really
Great.
love this.
What, Greg? I'm a banana. I'm a banana. What happened to your clothes? I'm a banana. I'm a banana. I'm a banana.
Oh my God. That's the kind of shit my kids listen to.
Yes. So if it's not obvious, this is my top 5 is almost 100%
Max's
my child.
top.
Yes. This is what happens when you let your 7-year-old loose on your Spotify. And then every time you get in the car, he's like, can we listen to I'm a Banana? Can we listen to I'm a Banana?
Oh my God. That song would make me fucking crazy.
He does it to like Punk Ben.
Okay.
And he's like he'll like put on, we have like a Max Hits like playlist that he plays when he's in the car. And he just keeps putting like, I'm a Banana uncut, I'm a Banana long version, I'm a Banana remixed.
Oh my God.
And he'll be like, Dad, listen to this cool song I found. And Ben will be like, what is it? And he's like, I'm a banana. Oh man. I like that he has bits, right? I love that he's like in on the joke, but also I might go crazy if I have to listen to that.
That would make me
any
insane.
longer. All right, what's your number 4?
My number
more cool music by you that you know.
Number 4, Fleetwood Mac. I just recently, within the last year, really started getting into Fleetwood Mac. I just never really listened to them before, and now I'm obsessed with Stevie Nicks. I read it with my ears. Her biography, Goldust Woman, I just love it. I'm like, where have I been for?
I mean, she's
my
so
whole
cool.
life.
She's just amazing.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't need to play you a sample. Everybody knows what that is. Okay.
My number 4, and this is not me either. This is Ben. Is Mount Joy.
Wait, who is that?
Mount Joy.
That's you or Ben?
That's Ben. So this is like actual, good music.
Is it hippie music?
Yeah, it's hippie music.
Okay. That sounds nice.
We'll get to where they're singing.
Some nice mountain music.
Angels smoking cigarettes on rooftops in fishnets.
I've never heard this song before, but apparently it's one of our top songs.
Why would they do that? Why would angels ever do that?
It's so gross and so irresponsible.
I don't like that song. Okay. My number 3 is Radiohead. I mean, do I need to explain it?
No, you don't need to explain it.
I mean,
you don't have to.
Radiohead should be in everybody's top 5.
Okay, my number 3 is Trampled by Turtles.
What is that?
That actually is a great band. That one is me and Ben. Yes, I know. It actually sounds like a child's band.
Yeah.
It's some more like bluegrassy Americana stuff that you would hate. Although we went to see them this year, so we've seen them like 3 times in concert. And they're just like, it's so fun to see them live because it's like everybody in the band. There's like 7 guys and they all play like string instruments and and they're like stand in a line on the stage and they just play the shit out of their instruments and they're really great. I think you would like some of their songs.
Okay.
They're very fun. Highly recommend seeing them live if you get the chance. Trampled by Turtles.
I will look that up.
Look that
For sure.
You're like, sounds right up my alley.
No, I will look it up. My number 2 is Alalas. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, to be honest with you. It's ALLAH-LAS. I discovered them about a year ago and I'm like truly obsessed. If you ever just don't know what you want to listen to, just put on like Alalas radio and it's like the best vibes.
Okay.
Let me play like some of it. It's just good. Like good. That was summer. Okay, that was a big summertime jam for me.
Yeah.
This one's good. Just good.
Yeah.
Background chill music. Super into it. They're rarely in the United States, so I really hope that they come tour.
Is
This
it all
one's really good.
musical or is there singing?
Like
Like, is it all instrumental, I mean?
yeah, it's like all instrumental. But I'm
Good.
super into it. Yeah. And I'm going to look because I'm like, are you coming? I keep looking them up to see if they're ever coming. No, they're like I'm looking at their 2023 dates and it's like Perth, Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney. Like, come here, please.
We should go there.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
I just need to get rich. Okay.
Okay, so now we are back.
They're from California. They're from LA.
Well, then what the hell
It's
are
like,
they
come
doing?
home.
Come back to us.
Let me enjoy you.
Okay, so my number 2 is Lanky Box. Have you heard of them? They're
No.
very highbrow.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let me play you a clip of one of their songs. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. All right, we're hitting hard. All right, you ready? This is called the Burger Song.
Oh my God.
They also have one called the Pizza Song, one called the Donut Song. I mean, there's one called like that gets stuck in my head all the time. That is the Potato Song, and it goes, "I love potatoes, la potatoes," and I just can't get it out of it. I love potatoes.
When my kids were Max's age, it was that
Yeah.
damn Gummy Bear song. Do you remember that song?
No, I don't think we ever got it.
bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. I'm a mummy, tummy, gummy bear. Something like that. It's like gummy. And yeah, it's the most fucking like brain melting song.
Yeah.
But it gets deep in there. Deep.
Recently Max discovered he found a real hot track called the Fart Song, and it is
God.
1 hour of fart sounds.
Jeez.
1 hour.
No,
And we
thank
listened over like a week to the entire thing.
you.
And, like,
did?
He would like play it and then we get, and now it's like, we actually were like, I think he just needs to get it out of his system. And we haven't listened to it since. But I will say that we listened to it on the way to school. And it was like, we got stuck in traffic. So it was like maybe like 15-minute or 20-minute drive. And I felt physically sick by the time we got there. Like, just
I would
listening
too.
to the sounds. I was like, Max, I have to turn this off. I feel sick. And I am not like, I don't get grossed out. It really doesn't bother me usually, but I was like, there was something about it that I was just like, this is too much for even me.
Ew. Yeah. And then you're driving and you're moving around. It's
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't. No way. All
right,
My
let's get-
number one band, most played artist on Spotify for 2023 is, and I'm not surprised by this, is The Cure. I did listen to
you
a lot
guys went
of-
to see The Cure, didn't you?
We did. And so it was kind of
so
one of those
jealous
things
about
where I really hadn't spent a lot. I listened to The Cure a lot in high school and I love The Cure, but then I knew I was excited to get to go to this show. So I was kind of like revisiting The Cure to get excited.
Yeah.
And then it just I just kept playing it and it just never stopped. And so I'm not surprised at all.
I love The Cure so much. I wish I had known they were coming. I would have totally loved to go see that. I was also high school. I was like such a huge Cure fan.
Yeah.
I would like listen. We had a stereo and I would be in our, like, it was in our living room and I would just put it in cassette, of course, or maybe it was a CD at that time. I can't remember. And just like stand and dance by myself in high school or even in college. Like, I love The Cure so much.
Yeah, the show was amazing. It was great.
Well, my number one, and number one in Max's heart, and number one, I mean, it's the number one K-pop band in the entire world, and it is BTS.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
I am familiar. Yes.
We are, man, deep in BTS around this house. And
I remember
like it's to the point where
ago,
I'm like, maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. Maybe these kids are doing good.
Years ago, I was in the green room at the Laughing Skull, and like Andrew and a bunch of like grown men were like, "Hey, do you like BTS?" And I was like, "Behind the scenes," and I was like, "Back to school? What are you saying?" Like, and they're like, "No, it's a K-pop band." And I was like, "No, I don't know who that." But now I know who it is because, like, it's my daughter's right around the age to like stuff like that.
You want to know why? Probably she is. And this is what we found out, why all the kids at the elementary school that both of our kids go to is because the music teacher plays it in music class and shows them the videos. And so all of the kids are really into BTS because of the music teacher, which
that makes
I think is kind of an older lady.
Sense because my daughter typically has more like rock and roll. Like,
I was going to say,
she's got good
like
taste in music, and she's not really, besides Taylor Swift, T Swift as she likes to call her. Besides T Swift, she's all like White Stripes, Linda, like she's just into rock. Yeah, so
yeah. Whoever Miss whatever her name is, it's her fault.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like we're trying to raise them right. Good taste in music, ruining it. So I mean, personally, I would love to see everybody who listens. I would love to see your Spotify top fives. I would love if you have. I'm going to ask Jen to do this, but if you listen to a lot of music, if you listen to especially a lot of like newer music, it's probably a lot of it's going to be new to me. Send me I would love to like follow your playlist, your like top 2023 playlist. My friends, like some comics that I'm friends with, we always like swap Spotify playlists, which mine have been really disappointing since I've had a child, but it's fun to like see what other people like, what their top songs are, because then it's like how I discover new music. So I love seeing people's Wrapped. I know some people are like, oh, it's so dumb. I'm like, it's kind of fun.
I love it. Yeah, those people who think it's dumb, you're dumb.
Yeah, you're dumb.
You're dumb. Go to Hooters.
Get a baby gator. Go to Hooters.
Go to Hooters. Go live in Florida.
Whatever. I know. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram. We're at The Ridiculous Pod. We're on TikTok at The Ridiculous Podcast. You can email us at theridiculouspodcast@gmail.com. We would really love if you would just go to Apple Music, if you would leave a rating and a review, and then tell a friend about our podcast. Tell them how much you love it. And we would love that.
We would love all those things. Thank you guys so much for listening and sharing and for talking to us. And, vibing with us.
Thank you for vibing with us.
Thanks for vibing with us.
I like your vibe.
I love your vibe. Sometimes I wonder, would guys like me better if I had a real, what's her name? Kathleen Turner.
Chandler's mom. Kathleen Turner.
If I had a real Kathleen Turner voice,
I mean,
would
I
that
would
work
like you
for
more.
me. Would
Yeah.
that work for me.
If you had like a Kathleen Turner voice and then I had the baby voice, oh my
Yeah.
God, Jen.
You could really have a great podcast.
We would be so popular.
I can't do the voice without choking.
Do it for the pod.
I'll try. I'll try.
My God. Okay. Say
Anyway.
goodbye to the people.
Bye.
I can't. All right. Thank you guys so much. We love you so much. And we'll see you next week on The Ridiculous.
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridic. You.